Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
An arrest has been made in the investigation at an area high school in regards to students sharing explicit photos. But who was arrested has people asking more questions.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're at 48 degrees. Still another chilly morning, but expecting another beautiful day.
Good morning, everybody. We've made it to midweek. It is Wednesday, March 16th.
Thanks for joining us the day before St. Patrick's Day. So I'm sure you have your outfit prepared for tomorrow.
I do have my green tie on standby,
Okay,
just so I don't get pinched.
Sure.
Yep. But be prepared for that. Let's focus on today, though. It's cooler than it was yesterday morning yet again, but still we're not seeing the fluctuations in temperatures that we saw last week.
But we're still going to make it up into the low 80s later on today. So we're again talking close to 35 degrees, dry air, another prize winning sort of a day today. So, and then we will peak tomorrow. Then it's kind of somewhat of a reality check, but still, I mean, great weather coming on in here. One little fly in the ointment, and that's coming in here tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that in a second. Clear skies out there. We're going to be watching the moon set as the morning rolls on, as we have been. 48 here in town. Look at that, mid-30s in parts of the hill country, 47 New Braunfels. And once again, we still have this very dry air in place. Now, the humidity later on today, especially in overnight, is going to start to come back in here. And so that's going to lead to some fog around the area, but that's not till tomorrow morning. All the allergens remain on the low side, and this morning will continue to drop down a few more degrees. Clear skies, light wind, drier air, so at least down to 45 degrees. By the way, we did eventually bottom out at 48 yesterday morning, below normal. Then we go on the other side of normal later on today, getting up into the low 80s, and it is once again going to be breezy with this dry air. That again is prompting red flag warnings to go into effect later on this afternoon into this evening for our extreme western counties. And remember, a couple of days ago we were talking about how fire danger is going to be high throughout most all of the week. Then there's also, and I'll show you this a little bit later on, a fire weather watch already posted for a good chunk of the area tomorrow afternoon because it is going to be windy, and it's still going to be windy on Friday. So we'll talk all about that as well as the weekend. And we've got some decent rain chances as it's shaping up right now to start off next week. Again, details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you. A deputy now on administrative leave in connection to a Bexar County Sheriff's Office investigation into allegations involving high school students from Somerset ISD. This is a story we first told you about nearly 2 weeks ago. Sheriff's Office has not released the name of the deputy, but says it's a 23-year veteran who was assigned to the Patrol Bureau. Investigation started back on February 18th, and allegations regarding explicit photos being shared among students at Somerset High School. People inside the school who wanted to remain anonymous confirmed deputies met with athletes in the gymnasium. The district is said to be cooperating with officials.
San Antonio Police Department and UTSA are working together on a research-based plan to reduce violent crime across San Antonio. Chief William McManus says they are collaborating, looking over the data to see where the hotspots in the city are and how they can combat the violent crimes happening. UTSA did a similar study with the Dallas Police Department, helping them to create and implement a violent crime prevention plan in May of 2021. Now, according to the Dallas Police Department's Hotspot Intervention Report, citywide violent crimes fell 14.5% in 2021 compared to 2020. Chief William McManus hopes the same success can be seen in the Alamo City.
Focusing on those areas with a variety of types of operations to address that.
And right now, the department is still in the research phase, finding what the issues are and where. Chief McManus says they will have their plan ready in the next couple of months.
Members of the city bond campaign are not wasting any time trying to foster support for several propositions on the May ballot. There are 6 bond propositions on the May 7th ballot for the city of San Antonio. The 2022 to 27 bond program is expected to be worth about $1.2 billion. It includes funding for things like parks and rec improvements, infrastructure, and housing priority funding. Members of the bond campaign were out at Woodlawn Park yesterday telling potential voters about the propositions. Some they spoke with say the bond could do a lot of good in the city.
Definitely addressing the homeless issue, you know, providing assistance with housing for people who are having problems meeting their rent. Yeah. Helping the poor in our city.
The city bond proposal would be paid for within the city's general budget.
In your morning headlines, one man is dead and 3 others injured in Hawaii in what was supposed to be a negotiated return of a stolen gun. Now, police say the gun was stolen during a car burglary. The owner of the gun was able to find and contact 3 people believed to have the gun in their possession. All parties agreed to meet at the gun owner's home, and police say when they did, an argument broke out and gunshots were fired. They say the gun owner was grazed by a bullet on his head, who then grabbed another gun he had in his home and shot the suspect, killing him. The 2 other suspects were also shot and taken to the hospital. Police there are investigating.
A crane accident at a Utah construction site has left 1 man hurt. Police say for now they do not know the extent of his injuries. The man was operating the crane when it fell onto cars in downtown Salt Lake City. Look at this video from the scene. No one else was hurt, and the area has been closed off to traffic for now. Changing the time in your microwave twice a year could soon be a thing of the past.
Lawmakers are now coming together trying to make daylight saving time permanent. ABC's Andrew Dembert has more.
This morning, the U.S. is one step closer to making daylight saving time permanent.
Pardon the pun, but this is an idea whose time has come.
In a rare show of bipartisanship, the Senate giving unanimous consent to the Sunshine Protection Act.
If we can get this passed, we don't have to keep doing this stupidity anymore.
The bill would end the practice of turning clocks back 1 hour to standard time each November. A recent poll shows 63% of Americans support eliminating the seasonal time change. Senators took turns Tuesday bashing the annual practice of falling back.
We have sunset in Rhode Island at 4:15. 4:15.
Any parent who has worked so hard to get a newborn or a toddler on a regular sleeping schedule understands the absolute chaos changing our clocks creates, and for no good reason.
Some cheering when the bill passed with no objection.
Yes.
But the bill still needs approval from the House. An aide for House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer says meetings on the issue have been positive and says we are looking at the Senate-passed bill closely. It wouldn't be the first time the U.S. has adopted daylight saving time for the entire year. We tried it back in 1974, but the change only lasted less than a year after outrage from parents who didn't want to send their kids to school in the dark. And there are mixed opinions from scientists. Some argue permanent daylight saving time would make us more productive, but others say darker evenings and brighter mornings are better for our sleep habits and our health. Andrew Dembert, ABC News, New York.
And time now, 4:37 and 48 degrees for now.
Cowboys lose a major player after the break. Find out why Randy Gregory is leaving Big D for the Mile High City.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide this morning. We're looking at I-35 in New Braunfels and their I-10 at the Y. Things are moving. Not a whole lot of people out at this hour.
But down into the 40s this morning. Mike says there's quite a warm-up on tap. Beautiful shot of the downtown skyline of the Alamo City on your Wednesday. We're just getting started here on Good Morning San Antonio.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Major news rocking Cowboys Nation. Hours before the league season officially opened, we learned Randy Gregory is leaving the Cowboys for the Denver Broncos over a last-second addition to his multi-million-dollar contract offer. After reviving his career, Randy Gregory is signing with Denver for the exact same amount of money. After reports indicated Jerry Jones had a salary forfeiture clause added, which is standard for the Cowboys after there were multiple reports the edge rusher was locked in on a 5-year, $70 million deal with $28 million guaranteed with Dallas. Instead, he's taking the same deal with Denver that does not include that forfeiture clause. Gregory coming off the best season of his career, starting 11 of 12 games he played with 6 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, even 1 interception. Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson actively shopping for a new team, and in the midst of his search, a new option has emerged. Watson, who was cleared of any criminal charges last Friday by a Houston grand jury, was scheduled or has already met with the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints, who've already made offers to the Texans and the Cleveland Browns. But now the Atlanta Falcons are putting themselves in the mix to compete for Watson's talents. According to ESPN, the Falcons are scheduled to meet with Deshaun sometime today. Watson is still facing 22 civil suits from women who claim he sexually assaulted them during massages. But with the criminal charges now off the table, teams are lining up for his talents, even though the NFL has not revealed the results of their investigation. Well, more details coming to light about Aaron Rodgers' new deal with the Green Bay Packers. Rodgers will be paid $150 million in the first 3 years of his deal, starting with almost $42 million to be paid to him this season. $41 million of that is going essentially as a signing bonus. In addition, he does have 2 voidable years in 2025 and 26, but he would have already made millions of dollars by then. And that's a look at morning sports.
And time now is 4:42 and 48 degrees for now. Just ahead, former President Barack Obama's distinctive voice is being used for a new docuseries set to be released about our great national parks. As gas prices continue to rise, police are seeing an increase in gas being stolen directly from fuel tanks. ABC's Trevor Alt has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, call it Gas Theft Nation.
I just like to talk to the guy. Yeah. There wouldn't be much talking. It'd be fist action.
In Missouri, John Blazer says the man in this video strolled up to his truck, stole 2 gallons of gas, and left the remaining 32 gallons flushing out onto the street. This has become an alarmingly common phenomenon. People paying astronomical gas prices only to have that gas stolen. A Pennsylvania woman found this hole drilled directly into her gas tank, her security camera capturing the man she believes is the culprit walking around her car with a drill.
If they're drilling high and there's a leak, the big risk, of course, is going to be fire.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll give you the expert tips and warning signs to keep your car and that valuable fuel protected. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, Houston.
There we go. All right.
We were supposed to look at the roads. But
yeah,
they look okay right now.
They do look okay right now. I am seeing one slowdown right now. Here we go.
There you go.
Just a little slow on the take this morning. We're not seeing any major issues right there. Flashing light 1604 at Hausman. What that is eastbound 1604 near Hausman is closed for construction right now. So they will eventually open that back up, but it takes a while for the logjam to kind of clear. That's not a good way to start the morning, but that's the only big spot I see right now.
Not too bad. And going to Mike, you have a nice picture behind you.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Because we are watching the moon approach the full phase on Friday, of course. And this is, it looks like it was right when it was kind of rising there, that little orangey glow to it. And we're going to be watching it set. We've got more just fantastic weather in store the next few days and going in through the weekend with some minor glitches here and there. But yeah, great looking picture there. Thank you so much for the KSAT Connect shot. And we're not seeing the moon on this picture as of yet. But again, it will continue to set. And we'll be watching that this morning. Got lots of clear skies out there once again this morning. And that is allowing temperatures to drop down. Clear skies, dry air, light wind, all 3 ingredients. 48 here in town, 30s hill country, 50 still at Stinson. All these readings are anywhere from 5 close to 10 degrees below normal. Here in town, low 50s. That's the normal average temperature. All right, this afternoon, gorgeous day, but it is going to be windy, still very dry. So that red flag warning has already been issued, goes into effect at 1 o'clock up until 9 o'clock for extreme western counties. And then tomorrow, there's already a fire weather watch that has been issued for portions of the hill country. And there's probably going to be one for Friday as well, because we'll still have very dry air and it's going to be windy again on Friday. So again, that fire danger remains very, very high over the next couple of days. Now, tonight, we're going to start to see the humidity work its way back in here. And as that surges in, we're going to be seeing some fog developing in the morning hours, right about the time of the morning commute. So visibility is going to be dropping down. And with that, of course, there's probably going to be some mist on the road. So they may be on the damp side. And that'll be the case through, again, pretty much the time we don't want it, right in during the morning commute, and then things will start to clear out. Then throughout the rest of the day tomorrow, and this is where there's a little bit of some disagreement as far as computer models. Here's one computer model, and this, I'm showing you this just to see what this shows, but this is not what we are all agreeing with. Here's what happens. The humidity comes back in here tonight, obviously, and these dew points go up to measure moisture in the atmosphere. Now, This one does not have the dry air really making it into town by late in the day. So that would then keep temperatures down a little bit because the moist air takes a lot more to heat that up than the dry air. However, our thinking is that this dry air will come on through here. Dry air comes in, boy, temperatures skyrocket way up into the mid 80s then for high temperature tomorrow. Then we get the front moving on through here. So here's what's going on. First of all, as far as low temperatures, very mild tomorrow with the humidity hanging around here. Front comes through later on in tomorrow night into Friday, and it's not going to be a blast of cold air, but just on the cooler side throughout the most of the weekend. Then as far as high temperatures, going mid 80s tomorrow. That's when that dry air comes in here. Temperatures tend to shoot up. Then we get somewhat of a reality check down closer to normal throughout the weekend. Then temperatures go up first part of next week. Now, the other nice thing is, though, going into next weekend, we do have first part of next week, we do have a disturbance coming on in here. You know, we were talking about the chance for some rain. That's looking more promising as we go into the first part of next week. So forecast today, 72 at noon, sunny, breezy. Yeah, open up the windows, enjoy. Low 80s out there. Of course, the downside, there's that red flag warning in our western counties later on this afternoon going into this evening. Then tomorrow we start off with some fog around the area, mid 50s. Going for 85 for a high temperature. It is going to be windy again tomorrow. That fire weather watch for tomorrow. Probably on Friday, it's going to be windy again. Temperatures are slightly lower, but still actually above normal. Weekend looks good. Clouds come back in here Sunday late. Humidity starts to return, and that's going to set the stage for a couple of showers overnight and some showers, even a couple of thunderstorms on Monday. May have to watch out for a few of those. They could be a little bit on the rough side, especially off to the northeast, and then clearing out by Tuesday.
But we need the rain.
Yeah. The rain chances, it's nice to see that's kind of a little more encouraging for rain chances Monday.
We really, really do need it. Just not any flash flooding.
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
451, about 47 degrees.
A series coming to Disney Plus will feature the first ever Muslim superhero. The details are coming up next.
Pick three numbers, 084 Fireball 4. Your daily four number, 0708 Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 1, 3, 5, 24, 34. And your Mega Millions, 9, 14, 28, 59, 60. Mega Ball 24, Mega Plier 5. Good luck. And welcome back. It's 4:54. We had the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, including former President Barack Obama becoming the voice behind an upcoming docuseries.
Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
We need a name.
We live.
We dream.
We work.
Anne Hathaway is just a little bit healthier after her latest role. She stars as Rebecca Newman, the former chief branding officer of WeWork, and the wife of founder Adam Newman, the Apple TV Plus series We Crash. And Hathaway tells me she picked up one of Rebecca's habits.
I do yoga now. I do. Rebecca has much healthier habits than I do. So getting to live as her for the better part of a year wound up being a very good thing for me.
We Crashed also stars Jared Leto. It hits Apple TV Plus on Friday.
Join me in this celebration of our planet's greatest national parks and wilderness.
He's kind of becoming Netflix's park ranger-in-chief, former President Barack Obama, narrating the upcoming docuseries Our Great National Parks, which will take us from Monterey Bay, California to Kenya, Indonesia, Chile, and more. We're told the series will celebrate and discover the power of our planet's greatest national parks and wild spaces. It hits Netflix April 13th.
Do you know what you are? I'm a superhero.
And it's also our first look at Miss Marvel. The trailer just dropped for the Disney Plus series, which features Marvel's first ever Muslim superhero, Kamala Khan, played by newcomer Iman Vellani. Miss Marvel starts streaming June 8th. And hopefully she has a little more fun on her birthday than she did on that White Lotus honeymoon. Alexandra Daddario is 36 today, while six-time Grammy nominee Jhené Aiko is 34. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And the time now is 4:56 and 47 degrees for now.
Coming up in the next half hour, GMSA, a preview of Ukraine's president's virtual address to Congress today. What officials believe he will ask President Joe Biden for as his country continues to resist Russia's advance.
Also still to come, a proposed ban on a common question on federal job applications could possibly help job seekers get a higher salary.
We're on the lookout for construction or accidents. Right now, 1604 at Valley Meadow. The roads look great, and Stephen Cavazos just walked into the studio. It'll be good to have him there back this week. He's been out for a couple days on assignment. We'll be right back.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky set to deliver virtually a historic address to the U.S. Congress today. Some are expecting he will ask President Biden for additional support. We have a preview coming up.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. If you're a small business owner and are looking to hire but don't have a hiring process in place, you may want to listen up. We spoke with the experts and we have everything you need to know coming up on GMSA.
The deadline for free daycare is here, and the agency offering the service and who is eligible.
We'll tell you about that. And outside with Live Cam, another cool start, but a gorgeous spring day on tap as we continue to adjust to the time change. Good morning, everybody. We've made it to midweek. There's the good news. It is Wednesday, March 16th.
Thanks for joining us. And for those of you off, I hope you are enjoying the spring break. The weather is definitely cooperating.
I tell you what, Mike, yesterday was one of those prize-winning weather days. It was a little breezy, but it was just beautiful yesterday afternoon and into last night.
And then we get another prize today. It is just fantastic. We're starting off, as you mentioned, on the cool side. We have temperatures that are about 4 or 5 degrees below normal here in town, and then even cooler, more so below respective normals out in portions of the hill country. 47 right now. Look at that bottom number. Dew points at 35, so we still have very dry air, light breeze out there, lots of clear skies, and so that's going to allow us to drop down even a couple of more notches, and then a huge warm up throughout the day. We will make it on the other side of our afternoon normal high temperature. We're going to be well up into the low 80s, which is in some cases close to 10 degrees above normal, what you would expect this time of year. The aquifer went down 0.6 of a foot in yesterday's reading, and the allergens, everything is still on the low side. Still got low amounts of oak out there. We're not getting into the heart of that season as of yet. All right, here's what it looks like upstairs in the atmosphere. We have not only dry air down here at the surface, but also that very dry air upstairs. And you know, those beautiful blue skies we had yesterday, pretty much the same situation today. Maybe a bit more moisture coming on in here. That's the really, really dry stuff. And now just a hint more, but again, it's kind of splitting hairs. We're going to have just fantastic weather today. Like I said, allergens are all on the low side. And throughout the rest of today, after our chilly start, we are going to end up on the warm side. It's going to be breezy again, and that's going to be causing problems as far as that combining with that dry air out to the west. Tomorrow, the humidity comes back in here overnight. We're going to start off with some fog and then get up into the mid 80s when the dry line comes on through here, knock the humidity on out. That's going to be followed by a cold front. Cold front only in name. Yes, it will knock temperatures down somewhat, but we're still not going to be quite down to normal, but it's also going to give us some beautiful weather in for the weekend. And then we have a chance for some rain next week. That's looking a bit more encouraging as far as rain chances. Now, back to today with the windy and dry conditions. Once again, we have red flag warnings in some of our western counties. That's 1 o'clock up until 9 o'clock tonight. High fire danger tomorrow, and probably more advisories posted and or maybe warnings for high fire danger on Friday. We'll talk more about that, closer look at the weekend in just a couple of minutes, and those rain chances. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos, good to see you, sir. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good to see you as well. Right now, we're taking a look at the roads, and those are also pretty good to look at this morning. You can see not a whole lot going on at this hour. I-10 at the Y, pretty quiet start this morning here in the San Antonio area. And as we get a look at our map, that metro area does show that we are off to a green start. Thankfully, the only thing that we've spotted this morning is a stall off of I-10 that has already cleared out, so we'll get that off of our map in just a moment. But for our friends that are coming into San Antonio, good news is you're in luck. 25 minutes if you're coming in from Bernie on I-10 in those westbound lanes, pardon me. Coming in our eastbound lanes, 28 minutes coming in from Bulverde and 281 in the southbound lanes, and right now 26 minutes coming in from 35 southbound lanes of coming in from southbound New Braunfels. Pardon me, can't talk today. I need more coffee, clearly. But right now, no delays just yet. We're going to keep our eye on things, and we're going to have more construction spots. That's going to be coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen.
And banning the question, how much did you earn on your last job, could help some job seekers earn the salary they want.
The Biden administration is looking to ban federal agencies from asking applicants about their salary history. Some argue, and the Biden administration agrees, it keeps people from earning more money. The change being reviewed by the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, but the measure would only affect federal jobs, not private sector jobs. The CEO of Workforce Solutions Alamo says there are some things job applicants can do to get higher pay.
If you start to articulate your value to that particular employer to say, not only do you bring the work experience that they're looking for, but that you can offer up other skill sets, those are good ways to kind of negotiate a better salary.
And Lopez encourages job seekers to be resourceful. For more information on filling out applications and more, you can go to workforcesolutionsalamo.org.
Speaking of Workforce Solutions, today is the deadline for parents and guardians who want free daycare for a year to apply. There's a stipulation. This program is for parents who work in the service industry or don't make enough to pay for child care.
We actually have about 1,200 families that have enrolled and about almost 2,000 slots, and we have probably another 2,500 slots that are available.
Again, today is the deadline for information. Visit our website at ksat.com.
In your morning headline, CNN is reporting that Iran is expected to release 2 British citizens, Zazani Zaghari Ratcliffe and Anousheh Ashouri, that were both detained back in 2017. Now, the cable network reports, quote, the Iranian judiciary branch made a deal with the UK government to release the 2 British citizens, unquote. Ashouri was arrested by Iranian intelligence agents in Tehran and convicted of spying for Israel's Mossad intelligence agency. He was sentenced to prison for 12 years.
Now to new details on what the U.S. government will offer President Vladimir Zelensky when the Ukrainian president addresses Congress virtually this morning.
ABC's Faith Abube has the latest.
Just hours before Ukraine's President Zelensky addresses Congress today by video link, a source reveals to ABC News the amount of weapons already provided to Ukraine since the start of the war. A small sample of the list includes 600 Stinger anti-aircraft systems, 40 million rounds of ammunition, 1 million grenade, mortar, and artillery rounds, plus 5 helicopters and 3 patrol boats. This is separate from the $800 million in new military aid that President Biden is expected to announce today. But Ukraine's President Zelensky is expected to request something else from Congress: aerial support. Speaking to the Canadian Parliament yesterday, Zelensky again pleading for NATO to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine, which the White House has rejected.
We certainly are familiar with what the asks have been. We have provided our own assessment of what does make sense and doesn't make sense.
Meanwhile, a group of European leaders showed their support for Ukraine by taking a risky ride, traveling by train to Kyiv Tuesday to meet with Zelensky.
You are not alone. Our countries stand with you. Europe stands with your country.
Members of Poland's government are now calling for a new NATO peace mission inside Ukraine.
In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And Ukrainian President Zelensky will speak directly to U.S. Congress members today. The virtual address will begin at 8 a.m. San Antonio time. You can watch this live on KSAT 12.
Yes, ABC News is planning special coverage with David Muir anchoring. Look for that coming up later this morning. Right now it's 5:07, about 47 degrees.
And later on, GMSA Downton Abbey fans, where you can get exclusive new interviews from the stars of the popular series.
I'm sure we have some downtown fans too.
I always called it that. I know that's wrong though.
Downtown Abbey?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a San Antonio version. Starbucks says it's getting rid of its recognizable cups. What the company now says they are going to try to do.
And taking a look outside with live cam.
There's Downtown Abbey.
making her rounds around downtown San Antonio. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. 5:11. Starbucks cups are recyclable, but that doesn't always mean they end up getting recycled. And because of that, the cups are going bye-bye. The company's chief sustainability office calls it, quote, a ubiquitous symbol of throwaway society, end quote. So by 2025, Starbucks wants every customer to be able to use their own mug or borrow a ceramic or reusable to-go mug from local Starbucks. That doesn't mean the paper or plastic cups will go away for good, but you can expect to see Starbucks pushing a new Borrow a Cup program.
Ralph Lauren is launching a new fashion collection honoring 2 historically black colleges. Now, the company says it partnered with Morehouse and Spelman to express the college's history and legacy of timeless dressing. Morehouse and Spelman alumni at Ralph Lauren designed the collection. Now, it includes outwear, tailored suits, dresses, footwear, and accessories. They were inspired by students from the 1920s to the 1950s. Ralph Lauren is also releasing an accompanying film, A Portrait of the American Dream. It premieres online on March 28th, one day before the collection releases.
Very cool. 512 right now, about 47 degrees.
A children's classic book is returning to the big screen, Puss in Boots. The Last Wish, Antonio Banderas returns.
Mark Zuckerberg says a new feature is coming to Instagram. We'll tell you what that is in today's Tech Bites.
Dad, we got this.
We got this.
Let me check out the tab, okay?
We got this.
We got this.
We got this. We got this.
We got this.
Life is for living.
We got this.
Let's partner for all of it. Edward Jones.
Don't settle for products that give you a sort of white smile. Try Crest Whitening Emulsions for 100% whiter teeth. Its highly active peroxide droplets swipe on in seconds. Better, faster, 100% whiter teeth. Shop CrestWhiteSmile.com.
You founded your kayak company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Welcome back, 516. Verizon adding a new discount to its Fios plan, which will let low-income customers get free internet. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details on what is expected in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, free internet for some Fios users. Verizon is rolling out a new discount for its Fios Forward plan available to low-income customers. Users of the plan can now get free internet when the discount is combined with a new federal program. Next, Mark Zuckerberg says NFTs are coming to Instagram. Without giving any specific details, the Facebook and Instagram boss says digital collectibles would be arriving on the gram in the near term. Exactly how that's going to happen is still being worked out. And Volvo is building electric vehicle charging stations at Starbucks locations in 5 states. It plans to have 15 stations with 60 plugs from Seattle to Denver by the end of the year. If you drive a Volvo, you can charge up at the stations for free. Other drivers will have to pay a fee. So a cup of Joe as you charge your Volvo. Sounds like a perfect blend. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Andrew's going to keep doing this as long as we allow him to do this.
And I keep laughing.
Mike, will you send a strongly worded email to Andrew Dimbert that he's stealing your dad jokes?
Yeah, it's just so early in the morning. It's kind of funny.
He's formulating his words. He's just doing this. 517 right now, 47 degrees.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
It's a no dad joke zone here. Here, I'll leave that to the dads. So, all right, let's get a look at the roads right now. Things have been looking a-okay so far here in town. There's I-10 at De Zavala. Not a lot of stuff to show you here from TransGuide, which is some good news. Again, if you have to head out the door in the next few moments, but be prepared, especially for our friends that drive up toward Kendall County, because they can expect some road work. We're actually going to get to that in just a moment. But back here in town, I-35 southbound at Pine Street, there was a stall that was just picked up here, so we'll watch that closely. But as I mentioned, some road work up toward I-10 in Kendall County, part of that extension project, illumination work. That sounds pretty fancy, but they'll be working on some lighting out there. Started on Tuesday, March 15th, and will wrap on Friday, March 18th from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Drivers, keep in mind the westbound exit ramp to 542 will be closed in the meantime. Speaking of Bernie, things are looking okay on this map. We're not seeing any delays coming in from I-10 in those east or westbound lanes, so things are looking good at this hour if you have to head out the door. Right now, back in town, things are moving as San Antonio and our community continues to wake up, guys.
Yeah, it looks pretty quiet there behind you.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about.
No,
What are you
not yet.
smiling at over there?
I'm just reviewing future dad jokes just for our use.
Well,
not
good.
Andrew Dimbert's use, our use.
Yes, that's right.
Catch Dimbert's. They didn't. I mean, what's the?
He just makes dad joke like quips.
Yeah, right at the very end.
But here's one for you, Mike. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated.
Oh.
Just reading what I read. That's all.
Oh, I thought you said what I wrote. It was your
I didn't write it. I found it.
Not gonna lay claim to that one. So, not to be a critic of dad joke, but find some other ones. Hey, beautiful, beautiful pictures, and yeah, everything's starting to blossom a little bit more. Of course, a lot of the plants, your yard and everything. Of course, we do have watering restrictions, but they do need some water because we're not getting any help from Mother Nature. Maybe by the first part of next week, it's looking somewhat more encouraging. Okay, you got to look way up there at the very top of your screen. If it shows, there is the moon just a couple of days away from being full, and it's going to be a gorgeous moon set this morning. Temperature right now, 47, so we are about 5 below normal right now. 30s in the hill country. Continues to cool down because we've got this very dry air in place. Clear skies, as you saw, and hardly any breeze out there. So again, perfect radiational cooling. Red flag warning goes into effect at 1 o'clock up until 9 o'clock this evening. For our western counties, windy and dry conditions. That's going to be the situation tomorrow, windy and dry. A fire weather watch has been issued for a good chunk of the area for tomorrow and probably on Friday as well. Because we were talking about this earlier in the week that it was going to be a high fire danger all week long. Nothing showing up in the satellite picture right now. And, well, not really that much upstream that's going to be affecting us in the short term. We do have somewhat of a front that's going to move on through here. And the timing of it depends on what computer model you look at. So what we are going to be seeing is the humidity, which is very low right now, is going to be coming up overnight, and then tomorrow morning that's going to lead to some fog around the area tomorrow morning. Now, our thinking is that then all this humidity is going to be getting out of here by about midday, say noon, early afternoon. That then is going to allow temperatures to skyrocket. Dry air heats up a lot more easily than the moist air does. Now, there are a couple other computer models that keep this humidity around here, keeps the temperatures a little bit lower, but as of right now, going for the mid 80s tomorrow. Then really dry air continues to settle on in here. That's going to allow for some, again, cool, not bone chilling, but cool mornings throughout the rest of the week and going into the weekend. Plenty of sunshine. Just got a fantastic forecast around here. Other than short term, the only glitch in the forecast is the fact that we are going to have some fog around the area tomorrow. And of course, the high fire danger notwithstanding. Here's what the long-range computer model looks like. We get the clouds moving in here overnight and some of that fog. That's going to be clearing out very, very quickly. And then the weekend, again, looks just wonderful. Make some outdoor plans for this weekend. Sunday, late, we're going to start to see the clouds move on in here, and a couple of showers going to be possible then late on Sunday. Now, again, this is that long-range model. Broad brushes it in, but this is encouraging as far as the rain chances coming in here on Monday. So it looks like maybe a damp commute starting off on Monday morning. And then later on in the day, a couple of potentially stronger storms going to be firing up, especially off to the east and to the northeast of us. But that's going to be something we have to watch out for. But the takeaway from this is at least it is encouraging that we do have some rain chances coming in here first part of next week. So 72 degrees today at noon, sunny, breezy, and a high temperature going to make it up into the low 80s later on. Again, another just wonderful, wonderful day. Humidity comes in here overnight. We get fog tomorrow morning to start off, much milder temperatures, and then in the afternoon we're going to make it up to 85. So again, we're going with the thinking that dry air comes in here, temperatures do shoot up, and then we drop back down to the 40s Friday morning, 75 for a high temperature. Just fantastic weather through all of the weekend. Humidity comes back in late Sunday with those clouds and that rain chance. Again, that looks kind of promising for Monday, so keep your fingers crossed for that. High fire danger the next couple of days. Watch out for that.
Well, it looks pretty this afternoon, though. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Mike. 523, about 47 degrees.
And Dua Lipa now making a new song that marks a little bit of history for the Billboard's Hot 100. We're going to tell you what's next.
Here are your pick three numbers: 084, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 0708, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 1, 3, 5, 24, 34. And Mega Millions, 9, 14, 28, 59, 60, Mega Ball 24, and Mega Flyer 5. Good luck. And welcome back. It's 5:26. Dua Lipa's hit Levitating is making history.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Welcome to the official Downton Abbey podcast.
Yes, the television and film franchise set in the early 20th century has joined the 21st century. Downton Abbey, the official podcast, promises to feature exclusive interviews with series cast members and creators and deep dives into the series, from the first TV episode to the upcoming movie, Downton Abbey: A New Era. It's on all major podcast platforms now. Dua Lipa has risen to new heights. Her hit Levitating is spending its 70th week on the Billboard Hot 100, the chart's longest run ever for a song by a woman.
You died, Doctor. Relax! I am Puss in Boots! I have 9 lives. And how many times have you died already?
Puss in Boots is down to his last life in the first trailer for the long-awaited sequel, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Antonio Banderas returns as the voice of the daring feline outlaw when he gallivants into theaters September 23rd. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It looks fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks cute. Time now, 5:27 and 46 degrees for now.
The Federal Reserve expected to raise interest rates. What that could mean for the U.S. economy amid inflation and a war in Ukraine.
And a knife pulled after an argument turns violent at a homeless camp. Katrina Weber will join us with a live report.
An advocate for bridging police and community relations says the city needs an easier way to make funding more accessible for such groups.
And taking a look outside with live cam, starting cold again at 46 degrees, but looking forward to a beautiful day.
Here's good news, folks. We made it to midweek. Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 16th of March.
Thanks for joining us. And more good news. We're getting pretty weather once again.
We are. Here's Mike with more.
Yeah, just fantastic. Grab a jacket this morning. You've heard this before, and you won't need to buy later on this afternoon. There is the moon just above that banner. Again, it's going to be full on Friday. Absolutely gorgeous out there. And then we'll turn around and look the other way in a couple of hours and see the sun rising. It's going to be beautiful as well. 47 degrees, so we are about 5 below normal. Air is fairly dry, dew points down to 35, and light wind, so therefore that's allowing temperatures to cool down around here. The allergens, everything's on the low side. The updated count's going to come out just after 7 o'clock this morning or so. And throughout the rest of today, we are going to make it up to 72 at noon, 82 for a high temperature. Once again, it is going to be somewhat on the windy side. Wind out of the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Also, clouds are going to start to work their way on in here tonight. So the southeasterly winds by later on tonight will start to pull in more humidity. But until then, it's going to be dry, it's going to be breezy. That's prompting that red flag warning out in our western counties from 1 o'clock this afternoon up until 9 o'clock tonight. More elevated fire danger tomorrow and more than likely on Friday as well. Going to be another warm one. Got another front moving on through here. Great weekend setting up, but we do have some rain chances, and that's looking more encouraging to go into the first part of next week. Details on that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos. Any big problems out there?
None yet, Mike. Actually, I have some good news to report. I was watching this view at TransGuide 35 at Pine. You can see flashing lights out there. That's actually one of the TxDOT Hero trucks that's working to assist that stranded driver who's been experiencing some problems. I was watching this shot closely. I did see that driver get out of the vehicle and to meet that TxDOT Hero driver, but looks like there could be some progress out there. Just make sure to move over and slow down. Drivers, keep in mind, right now that's in the happening in the southbound lanes of Pine Street. We're not going to see any impacts when it comes to traffic because it looks like that vehicle is off on the grass there, but make sure you watch out. Let's get that bird's eye view of the San Antonio metro area. No delays here in town just yet, but if you have to make your way into San Antonio from any of these communities, you're in luck. Right now, 29 minutes coming in from I-10 westbound in Seguin to downtown San Antonio. 21 minutes coming in from 87 and Lavernia in the northbound lanes, and traveling in from Flotusville, 28 minutes at this hour. So no delays there just yet, but we'll watch this all closely here in town, and of course we'll keep an eye on construction spots. That'll be coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police are looking for a man who they say used a box cutter in the wrong way. They say he attacked another man with it. Now, that fight happened overnight on the northeast side of town. Katrina Weber is live at Public Safety Headquarters with that report. And Katrina, we understand the victim of that attack is in the hospital. Any word on his condition?
Now, police told us that he was stable, but chances are he's also in a lot of pain. They found him in what they described as a homeless camp off Perrin Vital near Loop 410 right around 2 o'clock this morning. Police say that victim had been slashed on his chest and possibly his back with a box cutter. He was rushed to a hospital. According to witnesses, he had been arguing with another man at that location. They say the other man cut the victim, then ran away. Now, the only description that police had of that suspect is that he was dressed in all black. They did search the area, but they did not find him. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. After the tense situation that unfolded Monday, after that deadly officer-involved shooting on the west side, a light is shining again on local bridging police and community relation efforts. Troy Smith is a former police officer leading the effort who created a Walk a Mile in My Shoes, a workshop to unite community and police. After years of trying to get funds for his community workshop program, he decided to invest his own money. He says city officials need to reevaluate how it makes funding accessible to programs aimed at helping the community. The 2022 budget included more than $5.4 million for a pilot program to address mental health calls, supporting a team of crisis community, and hiring a dozen more safe officers. About $150,000 went directly into neighborhood crime prevention programs like Big Mama's Safe House and San Antonio Rising Stars. Smith says that's a decent start.
It's a drop in the bucket. We always say you take what you can get.
The Public Safety Committee will meet in April to begin discussing how more than $56 million in federal funds, known as ARPA, will be spent through public safety. Members of City Council say community input is essential to making sure the money goes where it's going to have the most impact.
And according to various reports, our city is seeing violent crime not just in one area, but all over. Chief William McManus is hoping to address the violent crime issue with the help of UTSA. Lee Waldman spoke with people across the city who all agree something needs to change.
It's becoming a daily occurrence.
Usually about this time of day, the police is usually rolling through here.
Over the last year, Jackie has seen the violence creeping closer to her home.
I don't even let my grandkids come outside anymore because that's how bad it is.
It's not just in her neighborhood.
I live in the southwest area and we're having the same issue.
Nieves Alvarado moved home with her mother recently to make sure she's safe.
We stay inside the majority of the time. Every time we hear gunshots going off, and you don't know if those are going to be flying anywhere and hitting somebody.
Down the street from where a man was killed Saturday night at the Old Papa's Burgers, Arturo Vega says he hasn't seen anything like this in the 13 years he's lived here.
It's spreading throughout the city, nothing but violence,
It's a problem Police Chief William McManus is hoping to address through research.
We're actually working with a couple of criminologists from UTSA who are studying our data along with us, and together we'll sit down and put together a violence prevention plan.
Together, they're looking at areas across the city where crimes are happening more often. He calls them hotspots or micro hotspots. UTSA did a similar study with the Dallas Police Department, helping them to create and implement a violent crime prevention plan in May 2021. According to DPD's Hotspot Intervention Report, citywide violent crimes fell 14.5% in 2021 compared to 2020. Chief McManus hopes the same success can be seen in the Alamo City.
We are policing those areas in ways that don't normally get policed.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
And right now, the department is still in the research phase of this. Chief McManus says they'll have their plan ready in the next couple of months. The Federal Reserve is expected to increase interest rates when it meets today.
The Fed's kept them low to support job growth and the economy. Amy Kiley reports the hope now is to curb inflation.
The goal of raising interest rates is to combat inflation and lower prices for consumer goods. The Federal Reserve has kept rates at zero since the pandemic started. That's helped the economy by helping businesses and consumers borrow and spend money.
The housing market is incredibly critical. Shelter costs are the #1 expense for most American households.
That ability to spend has boosted demand for big-ticket items, but now supply is struggling to keep up. Add to that rising energy costs.
Russia's the largest energy producer, but even before that, costs were rising, as we know, because of the COVID-19 disruptions to the supply chain.
New numbers show a 7.9% increase in the consumer price index year over year. The cost of food has risen about 8%. Energy is up almost 26%, and relief is unlikely to come soon.
Almost any category you can imagine that the consumers spend money on, those also went up generally. So next month I think is going to be pretty painful.
Inflation is so bad, some experts worry about a recession.
Inflation is the one killer. It is a tax. Inflation is a tax no matter how you look at it. And you got to get your financial house in order.
The hope is that an interest rate increase will lower the cost of living for average Americans.
Right now times are tough and I'm trying to make ends meet and stuff.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The trial to determine whether the Boy Scouts of America, or BSA's proposed reorganization plan should be approved is underway in the state of Delaware. It comes more than 2 years after BSA sought bankruptcy protection amid an onslaught of child sex abuse allegations. The trial is expected to last several weeks as attorneys battle over complex issues. The reorganization includes contributions from the BSA, its roughly 250 local councils, insurance companies, and others into a victims' compensation fund of more than $2.6 billion.
A judge has ordered Omarosa Manigault Newman to pay more than $60,000 to the Justice Department. The DOJ filed the ethics case against her after she was fired by then President Donald Trump in December of 2017. Prosecutors say Manigault Newman didn't file financial disclosures required when a public official leaves a government job. She was a director of communications for the White House's Office of Public Liaison when Trump took office, but was fired less than a year later. Her attorney says she may appeal that ruling.
Right now, 540, about 46 degrees.
The Animal Defense League is joining us this morning with a furry friend who needs a new family.
And today's last day to enter the KSAT Porch Parade contest. What you need to know so you don't miss the deadline is coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning. Pretty shot there. 46 degrees, nice and cold. Don't forget that jacket for now. And welcome back. It's 5:43. Today is the last day you can enter the Porch Parade contest. Now, we would like you to finish decorating the front doors and front yard of your homes or your business or your classroom. The contest is all about showing your Fiesta spirit. So just take a picture of your decorations and submit it on KSAT.com, and you could even win some prizes. So the KSAT Porch Parade Party will air live on March 25th prior to the kickoff of Fiesta, which is on March 31st. You can find more information on our website at KSAT.com.
Also, if you scan the QR code on your screen right now, you'll be able to check out the list of all the Fiesta events taking place this year. This go-around, the 11-day event will be in person in full effect. It involves more than 100 nonprofits and raises millions of dollars. Viva Fiesta!
And time now, 5:44 and 46 degrees for right now.
Coming up next, we're introducing you to a little guys in need of a new home filled with lots of love.
Wow. Julie's got herself a little snuggle bunny right here.
Yes, I do. This cutie pie is Russell. Russell is 2 months old. He's about 10 pounds right now, but he's going to get up to about 40.
Or more.
Or more.
Look at the little puppy belly he's got on.
But he is the calmest baby. I feel like with puppies, you don't always know what you're going to get, but this guy is so calm. I mean, look at him. I think he will always just be sweet and cuddly. And
well, if you hold the dog, he's going to be really calm, and everybody loves to be cuddled
like that. He's a real lazy bones.
What you got going on?
Well, we are still within our Big Mutts promotion. So even though I'm holding a baby right now, adult dogs 6 months and older are available at a fee waived. So no fee at all for our dogs six months and older. So this puppy will still be $200, but adult dogs are fee waived. So we're hoping the community will support us because it is our goal to adopt out 125.
And of course, adopt one, save two, because that opens up a space.
Lives. That's
and
right.
Even though the fee is waived, they would still obviously appreciate any donations, or go to any of their, like Amazon shopping list websites, something like that.
That's
a couple
right.
of clicks and it goes right to them. So, yeah, a little snuggle.
And we're also getting ready for Fiesta. We're fiestaing it up this year. We're in Battle of the Flowers. We're going to be in the King Williams Fair, and we will be at Pandemonium selling our Fiesta medals.
And which is, of course, right around the corner.
It is.
If you'd like more information on all of that, just head on over to 11th in Nacogdoches or the Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo. Give them a jingle, 655-1481. Thank you, dear.
Really cute pup.
Yeah, I think he'll get a home very soon.
They are almost always adorable. 5:48 right now.
go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos. I saw flashing lights there on Highway 90 in Nogalitos.
That's right. Thankfully, it looks like this may be a stall, but you can see traffic there at US 90 is definitely picking up at this hour. Thankfully, it looks like another KSAT Hero truck is working to assist that driver, but stalls seem to be the trending issue at this hour, as evidence right here, 410 southbound at West Military Drive. So drivers, check your vehicles before you get out on the roads, and if you see those stranded drivers, make sure that you move over or slow down. Let's take a drive up to 35 because we have some construction work, pavement work actually, that KSAT lists will be taking place at 6:30 in the morning and last until 8 in the evening. Now drivers, keep in mind there will be 2 lanes of I-35 here between O'Connor Road all the way up here to the Topper Wine exit. That's going to be closed. So again, keep in mind 2 lanes of traffic all the way up until 8 in the evening. So that may be a delay as we see the morning go on. But as we drive up toward 35 in New Braunfels, things are looking fine. Still some construction here at 35, but it's not going to be impacting anyone's commute at this hour. Thankfully, again, this driver looks like they're receiving some assistance, but we'll continue to watch the roads closely and give you those updates throughout the morning. Guys.
Those hero truck guys truly are heroes sometimes.
Yes, they are.
Definitely.
Thanks,
Quick note with the Animal Defense League.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to emphasize they've got a lot of big dogs out there too. Hence the reason why we love big mutts. And you always know what you're getting right then. Puppies, you got to train them and all that stuff. But don't forget the big dogs, the older dogs. So
yeah,
absolutely. It's a heck of a deal, Mike.
Yes, it is. All right. What did the moon say about gasoline prices? They are out of this world.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You were stole Steve. You want to say? Go ahead. Yeah.
We'll just go up there.
It's thunder. Sorry about that. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Speaking of them, it's right behind that banner up there, but you can see that glow. It is going to be another gorgeous moon set, and we won't be seeing it probably, maybe tomorrow. Looking off to the west, we will have some fog around and some low clouds moving in here tomorrow morning. But then on Friday, it's going to be fantastic again. All right, temperature 47 degrees, 34 in Comfort. So in your backyard, you may be touching freezing right now out there in portions of the Hill Country. 43 in Castroville. These numbers are below their respective normals, but then, like yesterday, we're going to be on the other side of normals and getting up into the 80s. We got up to 80 yesterday, 88 in Cotulla, and then just a couple of 70s there on the board, but most everybody's going to be even a few degrees warmer later on today. 85 is the forecast high in Pleasanton, upper 80s over there along the Rio Grande Valley. Just fantastic. Plus, very dry air in place. That is a problem, though. I mean, it's comfortable, but with the windy conditions and the dry air, of course, the high fire danger, which we've been talking about all week. So red flag warnings go into effect at 1 o'clock up until 9 o'clock for our western counties. And then tomorrow, there's already a fire weather watch that's posted for tomorrow. And I would venture a guess that this is going to be bumped up to a red flag warning once we get into tomorrow. But this is from 1 until 10 o'clock tomorrow. And probably another fire weather watch would be issued for Friday because we will have dry, windy conditions on Friday. 82 today, 85 tomorrow. And notice how the low temperatures won't be as cold tomorrow morning because of the extra humidity around here and also some of that cloud cover. There are a couple of computer models, at least one of them, that doesn't want to get us this warm and keep some of this moist air around that we're going to have moving in here overnight. But we're going with the 85. Dry line moving on through, then the cool front. Now, it's not going to be a huge blast of cold air by any stretch. It'll just put us back down closer to normal readings. We'll still be above normal, mid to upper 70s going into the weekend. Nice, pleasant mornings, just a fantastic weekend. Make some outdoor plans. Then we go into Sunday, and best way to tell this story is with these dew points. There's the moisture coming back in here. We get the fog tomorrow morning, drops off, great looking going in through the weekend, and then notice how the humidity shoots back up into Monday. The nice thing about this, though, is the fact that we are going to have rain chances then coming in here on late Sunday into Monday. It is obviously still a few days off, but it's looking more and more encouraging as time rolls on. Nothing going on through the next few days other than that fog tomorrow morning, probably some mist on the roads as we usually see. And then Sunday late, here come the clouds, a couple of showers. Again, now this is broad brush, but there'll be some around the area. And then as we go into Monday morning, some rain chances around here and throughout the day. And we're also may actually see some stronger thunderstorms, at least the potential of that, primarily up to the north and to the northeast. And that's going to be into the wee hours of Tuesday morning. Then that's going to be clearing on out. So it's looking encouraging. We've got fantastic weather the next couple of days, but it's better that we're seeing that good chance of rain coming in here by Monday. So 72 degrees today, sunny, breezy. Again, can't have rain, might as well have beautiful weather. Of course, we do have the red flag warning off to the west because of the breezy conditions. 82 for a high temperature today. Then tomorrow we make it up to 85 after some morning fog. It's going to be more humid in the morning, first portion of the day, then we dry out, and then the front moves on through here, knocks us back to the 70s. No big blast of cold air, just jacket weather still in the mornings. Great afternoons this weekend, just outdoor plans this weekend. And then Sunday, late clouds move in, chance of rain on Monday.
That's good. We have nice weather for the weekend as well. A lot of people will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day on Saturday instead of Thursday.
And of course, spring begins Sunday morning.
Thank you, Mike. 5:54, about 46 degrees.
And mac and cheese lovers, mac and cheese ice cream is available, but not for long. We're going to tell you where you can get it.
Real quick look at your lottery numbers. Pick 3-084, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 0708, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 1, 3, 5, 24, 34. And your Mega Millions, 9, 14, 28, 59, 60, Mega Ball 24, Mega Flyer 5. Good luck.
If you're one of many who fell in love with Kraft mac and cheese ice cream last summer, it's back, but only for a limited time. As of right now, you can grab the unique dessert at Walmart. And while there, grab 6 other flavors from Van Leeuwen Company, the Brooklyn-based creamery that created the flavors. Sold exclusively at Walmart. 2 plugs right there. The Planet Earth Pizza, Hot Honey, Royal Wedding Cake, Bourbon Cherries Jubilee, and Wild Blueberry Shortcake are all the new flavors on the shelves. The flavors are carried by, yes, you guessed it, Walmart nationwide. Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, are you looking for ways to travel without breaking the bank? We've got some ways you'll be able to travel for free, and the answers might surprise you. And checking TransGuide. Traffic building out there. We'll talk to Stephen coming up. An overnight argument on the northeast side of town sends one man to the hospital. We'll have details.
President Biden set to announce more military aid for Ukraine as Ukraine's President Zelensky prepares to address Congress today. I'm ABC's Faith Abube in Washington. The latest on Putin's war in Ukraine coming up.
And taking a look outside with a live cam. Nice 46 degrees for now if you like the chilly weather. And if you don't, just hold on for the afternoon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And the moon is shining bright out there this morning. Good morning, everybody. Waiting for the sun to come up. It's Wednesday, the 16th.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you're having a wonderful week. I know it's helping me get through the work week, the weather.
Oh, it's been fantastic. As promised, those who are on spring break this week are enjoying some wonderful weather all week long.
Yep, it is just fantastic. Of course, fire danger being somewhat on the high side, but we do have some rain in the forecast later on down the road. One thing I was going to talk about, though, with this picture of the moon, though, I can't remember the last time we had so many days in a row where the timing just worked out to where it was almost full moon setting. We had clear skies. Just absolutely gorgeous out there. So sunrise is going to be fantastic as well, as you would imagine. And yeah, that's just a beautiful picture. We have temperatures right now, 47 here in town. Kerrville's down to 33 degrees. So obviously touching freezing maybe in your backyard in and around parts of the hill country. 34 in Fredericksburg. No rain coming in from Rock Springs, but definitely on the cool side. Here in town, we're still about 5 degrees below normal, and even more so in portions of the hill country, well below the respective normal low temperatures, average low temperature. Everything is on the low side as far as the allergens are concerned. The updated count is going to come out in about an hour and a half or so. So this morning we may drop down to even another couple of degrees, and winds are going to be picking up later on today out of the southeast. Now, still going to be very dry as far as the humidity is concerned. It'll begin to work its way back on in here, but another fantastic day, 72 degrees at noon, and then we top off later on today up into the low 80s. Now, once that humidity comes back in here, we'll have some fog tomorrow morning, but the humidity is not going to come back in soon enough to prevent the high fire danger. Red flag warnings going into effect at 1 o'clock up until 9 o'clock for our western counties. We still have a high fire danger tomorrow. There's fire weather watches for a lot of the area. I'm going to show you that later on, and probably on Friday, because we'll still have some windy conditions around here. And then, like I said, we do have some rain chances at least down the road. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, been pretty quiet. Still the case?
Yeah, that's safe to say, Mike. We haven't really been seeing a lot of activity out on the roadways, just people waking up, getting their morning started early with us, at least here in town. 1604 at John Pease. Looks like traffic could be picking up in that direction. But as we take a look at our map, looks like stalls have been the problem this morning. 410 southbound at West Military Drive. If you've been with us, you know that we've been talking about this stall for a little while now. Watch out there, but we see that trend continue as you drive up here toward I-10 westbound at La Cantera Parkway. Drive over here shows another one off of 35 northbound at Randolph Boulevard. Looks like our map pinpointed it right in that direction. But let's go ahead and get a wide look at things at 603. We're not seeing a whole lot of slowdowns just yet, but we know construction is still taking place, so that may be impacting drivers' commute, especially here along 35 within the next 30 minutes or so. So be prepared. We'll have more on that a little bit later, but thankfully these inbound times coming into San Antonio, green across the board. Pleasant Drive from Pleasanton, 37 northbound with 28 minutes at this hour, 19 minutes if you're traveling in those eastbound lanes from Castroville, and little time from Lytle on 35 northbound with 16 minutes. But let's get one last look at TransGuide. Things are moving back here in town, but we'll keep you updated. Have more on construction coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, one person recovering after an argument escalated on the northeast side. This unfolded around 2 this morning on Perham Beidle, not far from Loop 410. That's where police say 2 men started fighting behind a Valero gas station. One of them cut the other across the chest with a box cutter before taking off. Police are still looking for the suspect. The victim is in the hospital and is doing okay. President Biden expected to announce today $800 million in new military aid to help Ukraine's military fight back against the Russian advance.
It comes as Ukraine's President Zelensky will appeal to members of Congress today for more help during a virtual address.
ABC's Faith Abube has the latest.
Good morning. A source tells ABC News the Russian infantry is suffering from low morale, but at the same time, they're setting up to further intensify Putin's war in Ukraine. As Russian forces continue their deadly advance in Ukraine, President Zelensky, in his most optimistic assessment yet, raising hope for peace in the war. Zelensky stressing patience with the negotiations, but says Russia's demands in the peace talks are sounding more realistic. However, U.S. State Department officials caution Russia is not negotiating in good faith.
We have yet to find a Russian interlocutor that is either able or willing to negotiate in good faith, and certainly not in the context of de-escalation.
Russian rockets and missiles are still doing significant damage across Ukraine. The bombs indiscriminately hitting residential neighborhoods, hospitals, and other civilian targets. The capital city of Kyiv under a mandatory 35-hour curfew. A source tells ABC News the Russian onslaught here could intensify even more. Back in Washington, ahead of his virtual speech to Congress today, a source tells ABC News that there are fears and anxiety over Zelensky's safety in Ukraine, and that the U.S. and key allies are exploring more ways to help Ukraine, including sending armed drones to the front lines. And President Biden will be in Brussels next week for the NATO summit. He'll be talking to allies about deterrence and defense efforts against Putin's war. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And Ukrainian President Zelensky will speak directly to U.S. Congress members today. The virtual address will begin at 8 a.m. San Antonio time. You can watch it here live on KSAT 12.
In your morning consumer news, the Federal Reserve expected to raise interest rates today for the first time since 2018. The hike widely expected to be 1/4% and the first of several this year. U.S. oil prices, after hitting $130 last week, are staying below $100 a barrel.
Despite higher ticket prices, airlines say travelers are flocking back. Executives say demand has rebounded more quickly than expected, and the airlines say that will help push revenues for the first quarter of 2022 toward the higher end of their expectations.
Walmart looking for thousands of new workers. The company says it wants to add about 5,000 people and build out 2 new global tech hubs, one in Toronto and the other down in Atlanta.
The Biden administration is looking to ban federal agencies from asking job applicants about their salary history. Now, some argue that the Biden administration agrees it keeps people from earning more money. The change is being reviewed by the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, but the measure would only affect federal jobs, not private sector jobs. But the CEO of Workforce Solutions, Alamo, says there are some things job applicants can do to get higher pay.
If you start to articulate your value to that particular employer, to say not only that you bring the work experience that they're looking for, but that you can offer up other skill sets, those are good ways to kind of negotiate a better salary.
And Lopez encourages job seekers to be resourceful. For more information on filling out applications and more, you can go to Workforce Solutions Alamo. KSAT.org.
There's also a local organization aimed at helping small businesses thrive, offering valuable strategic business recommendations. One of those tips is incorporating new and sustainable hiring processes.
All right, Jonathan Cotto is following that story and joins us now live. And Jonathan, what exactly is suggested that small business owners incorporate into their hiring practices?
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Mark. Well, for some, it will be a simple tweak. For others, they may be adapting a whole new approach on their hiring process. But for many businesses who don't have a process, actually implementing one. The idea here is to work efficiently, effectively, creating a more seamless onboarding system that will result in great benefit to both the prospective employee and the business itself.
I would encourage these small business owners to recognize that right now we are in one of the most competitive hiring markets. If you will take, it really truly only takes about 2 to 3 hours to lay out the entire hiring process. How many interviews do I want them to go through? What questions should be asked in the first interview, second interview, and if you want a third, in the third? What am I looking for in the first interview, second interview, third interview? What am I looking for in the application? It doesn't take an insane amount of time to put all that information together.
Mark, Stephanie, she says this will make the business owner's brand stronger in the prospective employee's mind, making them more interested in working for the company and potentially more willing to negotiate on what they get for that employment. Coming up later on GMSA, what experts say is the difference between a job ad and a job description and how companies should execute both. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Today's the application deadline for parents and guardians who want free daycare for a year. The program's for parents who work in the service industry or don't make enough to pay for childcare.
We actually have about 1,200 families that have enrolled and about almost 2,000 slots, and we have probably another 2,500 slots that are available.
So that was, gentleman was from the Workforce Solutions Alamo. We have much more on this program here in San Antonio, posted over on our website at ksat.com, since it wasn't real clear that was all happening here. 6:10, about 46 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, a Houston area Chevron manager says thousands of gallons of gas were stolen from his station. We're going to have the details.
And could daylight saving time be a thing of the past? We'll tell you what lawmakers are saying today.
And taking a look outside with live cam, the moon there shining and a cold 46 degrees to start your day. We'll be right back. And welcome back at 6:14. Changing the time on your microwave twice a year could soon be a thing of the past.
We'll see. That's because lawmakers are now coming together trying to make daylight saving time permanent.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
This morning, the U.S. is one step closer to making daylight saving time permanent.
Pardon the pun, but this is an idea whose time has come.
In a rare show of bipartisanship, the Senate giving unanimous consent to the Sunshine Protection Act.
If we can get this passed, we don't have to keep doing this stupidity anymore.
The bill would end the practice of turning clocks back 1 hour to standard time each November. A recent poll shows 63% of Americans support eliminating the seasonal time change. Senators took turns Tuesday bashing the annual practice of falling back.
We have sunset in Rhode Island at 4:15. 4:15.
Any parent who has worked so hard to get a newborn or a toddler on a regular sleeping schedule understands the absolute chaos changing our clocks creates, and for no good reason.
Some cheering when the bill passed with no objection.
Yes.
But the bill still needs approval from the House. An aide for House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer says meetings on the issue have been positive and says we are looking at the Senate-passed bill closely. It wouldn't be the first time the U.S. has adopted daylight saving time for the entire year. We tried it back in 1974, but the change only lasted less than a year after outrage from parents who didn't want to send their kids to school in the dark. And there are mixed opinions from scientists. Some argue permanent daylight saving time would make us more productive, but others say darker evenings and brighter mornings are better for our sleep habits and our health. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
What do you think?
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yes, it's got a few more hurdles to go.
Time now, 6:16. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
You know, I forgot all about it on Sunday, and I was staying in Corpus Christi at a hotel. Checkout time was 11 a.m., and I narrowly missed checkout time. So,
Steven.
yes, you know, as long as you don't wake up late.
Well, that's one way to find out.
Definitely. Oh, hello, good morning.
And charge for an extra day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, listen, if you are waking up right now and you're getting that early start, you're in luck right now. No big issues here on TransGuide I-10 at De Zavala. Traffic slowly moving there, though, but we've been seeing a few more stalls throughout the morning. First, this one here off I-10 westbound at Lock and Terra Parkway. Drive over here shows another one off 35 northbound at Randolph Boulevard. I just mentioned this a few minutes ago. You see that red and that yellow that's building in the northbound lanes? That's that road work that's been taking place. Pavement work, actually. Starts at 6:30 in the morning, and according to TxDOT, that's going to wrap around 8 in the evening. Keep in mind, drivers, once more, 2 lanes of I-35 here between O'Connor Road and the Topperwine exit are going to be closed during that time, and we're already starting to see a buildup in those northbound lanes. So we'll watch the roads closely, but everywhere else looking like we're in good shape. So drivers, you don't need to rush out the door. Just remember to be careful and check your alarm clocks.
We will.
But we were talking when that story was running about daylight saving time, and it's like whatever school you're in, standard, daylight, just pick one. Like so.
Yeah, I'm happy with you either or.
I'm a standard time though.
I prefer standard too, but I think by and large there are a lot of folks who are just like pick one, let's stick with it, and move on.
All right, it is daylight saving time. So
yes.
The sun doesn't come up until just before 8 o'clock this morning now, but it is setting just before 8 o'clock in the evening. As far as school bus in your car this morning, really don't need to warm it up. Grab a jacket, though, because temperatures are down in the 40s and even 30s in parts of the hill country. We're close to freezing up around, say, parts of Comfort, Kerrville as of right now. And then a huge warm up once again throughout the day, 82 degrees, and it is going to be on the breezy side. All right. Thank you very much for the picture of the C5. And once again, folks out there at the 433rd, need somebody to fill a jump seat, just give me a call. Yeah, I said it first. So.
Okay, can I? Shotgun.
Okay, all right, we'll split. But this is the beautiful blue skies that we had yesterday, as pilots call it, kind of severe clear, and we'll be seeing more of that again. However, it is going to be breezy once again today, and that is also, like I said, causing a problem. There is the beautiful moon, almost full. It's going to be full on Friday. It is continuing to set. Breezy conditions, dry air. Yes, it is comfortable out there with the temperatures getting up into the 80s, low humidity, but that is prompting red flag warnings. Of course, we haven't had any rain in, I keep saying in forever, it seems like. And so we do have a high fire danger out to the west. And then already a fire weather watch has been issued for tomorrow, and that goes into effect in the afternoon up through the evening hours. And that's for a good portion of the hill country. Wouldn't be surprised if this gets bumped up to a red flag warning for tomorrow. And then again on Friday, still have a very high fire danger. All right, low humidity today, but the humidity is going to come back in here overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. So it's looking like we are going to be seeing some fog around the area tomorrow morning. So you might want to plan ahead for that. And with fog, of course, might have a couple of damp roads out there, a little bit of mist. And so we'll have to watch out for that. And the humidity is going to help to keep temperatures on the milder side tomorrow morning. Even warmer. We'll have a cloud cover. You can't drop down below what dew point temperatures are, and these dew points will continue to go up later on tonight into the 50s. Now, two schools of thought as far as what happens in the afternoon. This particular model keeps that higher humidity around here throughout the afternoon hours, which would in turn not allow us to get as warm. Other computer models have this dry air coming on in here by about mid-afternoon. That's the school of thought we're going with. And so that then is going to allow temperatures to really shoot up in the afternoon, up into the mid-80s. Then we get the cooler air coming on, relatively cooler air coming in here for Friday and the weekend. 72 today at noon, sunny. It is going to be breezy and just a fantastic day. 82 high temperature today. Of course, there is the fire danger pretty much everywhere, but of course the red flag warning posted out to the west. And then tomorrow we start off with some fog around here, so we'll have to be on the lookout for that. 55 in the morning, get up to 85 in the afternoon. Again, we're thinking that dry air comes in the afternoon, heats things up, then the cool air comes on in here. Again, it's not going to be a blast of cold air. It's just kind of almost a reality check. Upper 40s to mid to upper 70s all the way through the weekend. We do have rain chances, and this is looking encouraging right now for some rain chances by late Sunday into Monday.
Late Sunday into Monday.
Well, it's good we have that chance.
And a few thunderstorms on Monday, too.
Okay, well, watch out for that.
Right.
Thanks, Mike.
621, about 46 degrees.
You can still head on GMSA. A new feature coming to Instagram. We're going to tell you all about it.
With relapsing forms of MS, there's a lot to deal with. Not just unpredictable relapses, all these other things too. It can all add up. KSAT is a once-monthly at-home injection that may help you put these RMS challenges in their place. KSAT was proven superior at reducing the rate of relapses, active lesions, and slowing disability progression versus Aubagio. Don't take KSAT if you have hepatitis B, and tell your doctor if you have had it, as it could come back. KSAT can cause serious side effects, including infections. While no cases of PML were reported in RMS clinical trials, it could happen. Tell your doctor if you had or plan to have vaccines, or if you are or plan to become pregnant. KSAT may cause a decrease in some types of antibodies. The most common side effects are upper respiratory tract infection, headache, and injection reactions. Ready for an at-home treatment with dramatic results? It's time to ask your doctor about KSAT.
In this morning's GMA First Look, call it Gas Theft Nation.
But I'd just like to talk to the guy. Yeah. There wouldn't be much talking. It'd be fist action.
In Missouri, John Blazer says the man in this video strolled up to his truck, stole 2 gallons of gas, and left the remaining 32 gallons flushing out onto the street. This has become an alarmingly common phenomenon. People paying astronomical gas prices only to have that gas stolen. A Pennsylvania woman found this hole drilled directly into her gas tank, her security camera capturing the man she believes is the culprit walking around her car with a drill.
If they're drilling high and there's a leak, the big risk, of course, is going to be fire.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll give you the expert tips and warning signs to keep your car and that valuable fuel protected. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, Houston.
In today's Tech Bites, free internet for some Fios users. Verizon rolling out a new discount for its Fios Forward plan available to low-income customers. Users of the plan can now get free internet when the discount is combined with a new federal program.
Mark Zuckerberg says NFTs are coming to Instagram. Without giving any details, the Facebook and Instagram boss said digital collectibles would be arriving on the gram in the near term. Now, exactly how that's going to happen is still being worked out.
Volvo is building electric vehicle charging stations at Starbucks locations in 5 states. Plans to have 15 stations with 60 plugs from Seattle to Denver by the end of next year. If you drive a Volvo, you can charge up at the stations for free. Other drivers will have to pay a fee.
And time now, 6:26 and 46 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA, at least one person injured after a crane collapses in downtown Salt Lake City. We'll tell you what we know so far.
And we're going to have the latest on an overnight incident on the city's northeast side. At least one man in the hospital after an argument turned violent. Katrina Weber will join us live with the details.
I'm seeing heavy traffic right now, 35 at Randolph Boulevard, and we'll get an update from Stephen Cavazos coming up right here on GMSA. And another look at Mike's fantastic forecast right here in San Antonio and South Texas. Glad you're with us on this Wednesday morning. We'll be right back. Outside with live cam, beautiful moon setting right now, waiting for the sun to come up out near San Antonio International Airport. A little chilly out there right now, mid-40s here in town, but Mike says we're due for another fantastic warm-up. Welcome to midweek. It is Wednesday, the 16th.
Thanks for joining us today. It's been so nice. I mean, yesterday afternoon, I was sitting at my niece's softball game, and I was thinking all the visitors to San Antonio, they're probably going to be like, wow, this is awesome. I wonder if they think it's going to be like this all year.
I know, yeah. Blue skies, breezes. I mean, it was just about perfect yesterday.
I've got the best KSAT Connect picture coming up a little bit later on in long weather to just all encompassing for the great.
Is it you in a hammock somewhere?
No.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea either. This one is even better than that. We've got, clear skies out there, gorgeous moon, a couple of days away from being full. It'll be full on Friday, of course. And temperatures, it's not cold, it's chilly. Grab a jacket. We're in the mid 40s right now. Still got some dry air. Normal low, average low is low 50, so we're below that. And dry air, clear skies, light wind. That's what allows temperatures to drop down. And we've got some very dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. Yesterday, of course, we had had this kind of rusty shade right there. That's the really, really dry air. Maybe a slight milky shade of the sky at times, but that's splitting hairs. It's going to be another prize-winning day today. And as far as the allergens, everything is on the low side. Updated count comes out somewhere between about 7:30 or so. And throughout the rest of today, of course, after the clear, chilly morning, then it's going to be a sunny, warm afternoon. Going to be breezy, though. That in places is going to cause somewhat of a problem. Tomorrow we will have fog. Humidity comes back in tonight. Start of fog, maybe a little mist. Roads could be damp tomorrow morning and then get up to the mid 80s. Then a cold front moves on through here. Not a big cold front, just kind of puts us back down into the 70s, almost back down to normal readings. Sunny looking weekend. We do have some rain chances coming in here next week, so that's looking encouraging as far as rain chances on Monday. So I was mentioning how the wind is causing somewhat of a problem and the dry air. Red flag warnings go into effect at 1 o'clock this afternoon all the way up to 9 o'clock tonight for our extreme western counties, and a high fire danger again tomorrow morning, or tomorrow during the day, I should say, as well as on Friday. So we have to watch out for that. More on the weekend forecast coming up, and we'll take a look ahead to those rain chances. Traffic Authority, Mr. Cavazos, what's up?
Oh, we're seeing the slowdowns there along 35, and 35 seems to be the problem spot this morning, Mike. Here is Schertz Parkway. Looks like we have some sort of big rig that's experiencing some trouble out there. Make sure that you move over and slow down. We're seeing a few vehicles that are a little too close to comfort right here. So again, give that driver some room, and hopefully we'll see a TxDOT Hero truck out there in the next few moments. But as I mentioned, 35 is the problem spot right now. We see this huge stretch of red that's already starting to build, and that's because of the pavement work we told you that was going to be impacting traffic. Started at 6:30 this morning, but it does look like we're starting to see those slowdowns with vehicles moving at 9 miles per hour. Now, drivers that are heading up on 410, try to exit early so you can get onto Randolph and get past all of that. But you may come across some stoplights as well, and you may come across this stall a little bit further up off I-35 northbound at Randolph Road. So it does look like that is going to be the big problem spot as the morning does go on. Wider look at the map does show that thankfully here in the metro area of San Antonio, we're in great shape. So no delays coming into downtown San Antonio just yet. And for our neighbors coming in, no delays here as well. But of course, the problem spot will be along 35, and we still have this stall out there. So it doesn't make the commute any easier, but make sure you watch out. And again, give first responders plenty of room. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police have made an arrest in connection with a crime that has been plaguing a lot of people in the city lately. They say they caught a car burglary suspect in the act.
Happened in a neighborhood near I-35 and Ritterman Road. Katrina Weber is live in the 4200 block of Chestnut Hill. We understand this arrest did not come easy.
Well, that's right. Police say that this suspect tried to run, and when they caught up with him, he went down hard. Now, this is the scene right here, still unfolding. Police just finished checking him out. They had him photographed by crime scene investigators. He also was checked out by paramedics. Now, police say that they responded to a call for help here in the 4200 block of Chestnut Hill shortly before 5 o'clock this morning. This had to do with a car burglary in progress. Officers arrived. They spotted a man who they believe to be the suspect, and police say he ran. Then the officers chased him and took him down. The suspect did hit his head. According to police, he had some sort of a head wound. Again, he was checked out by paramedics here at the scene. They have him in custody. They also photographed his injuries. Now, we don't know yet. We are still waiting to be able to talk to a sergeant a little bit more in depth about how many cars allegedly were broken into. But again, this is a problem that has been increasing throughout the city for the past few months. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina. We are keeping an eye on the continued fallout this morning following the death of Kevin Johnson. His family, San Antonio Police, and City Hall all wanting to know more about what led up to the deadly shooting and the tense confrontation with police that followed. Now, until the body cam footage is released in 60 days and more details are confirmed, Mayor Ron Nierenberg and several city council members are withholding comment. They offered their condolences to Johnson's family, but say they also need to know more about the circumstances.
I'm going to stay on top of the situation, stay informed, make sure that the community gets all the information that they need.
And since this is still a very active case, police will not have an update until the investigation is complete. You can read more about the developing story on our website at ksat.com. And the San Antonio Police Department and UTSA working together on a research-based plan to reduce violent crime across San Antonio. Chief William McManus says they are collaborating, looking over the data to see where the hotspots in this city are and how they can combat the crime. UTSA did a similar study with the Dallas Police Department, helping them to create and implement a violent crime prevention plan in May of 2021. Now, according to the Dallas Police Department's Hotspot Intervention Report, citywide violent crime fell 14.5% in 2021 compared to 2020. Chief McManus hopes the same success can be seen in the Alamo City.
Focusing on those areas with a variety of types of operations to address that.
Right now, the department is still in the research portion, finding what the issues are and where. Chief McManus says they will have their plan ready in the next couple of months.
Some other top stories are following. Rising gas prices have been making headlines, and so have warnings about gas thieves.
This morning, a manager at a North Houston area Chevron says thousands of gallons of gas were stolen from his station.
Taisha Walker from our sister station KPRC in Houston has this report.
The owner says the thieves could have gotten away with even more diesel, but they ran into a snag at one of the other pumps.
These are locked.
The Chevron gas station on Root Road near North Crest Drive in Spring is the latest victim of a diesel theft, a crime rising along with gas prices.
Especially given the cost of fuel and oil right now throughout the country, this is especially an egregious crime with individuals taking advantage of businesses like this.
Late Saturday night until close to 6 o'clock in the morning Sunday, cameras at the gas station captured thieves and as many as 8 trucks fill up tanks of diesel, drive off and return.
Several of the individuals were wearing large clothing, highlighter jackets, which made it very difficult to identify.
The gas station's owner, Mohammed Faisal, says they were doing paperwork Monday when they noticed a huge discrepancy in the fuel. About 2,000 gallons of gas totaling more than $10,000 was missing. But how? The owners say initially they thought the thieves had gotten the diesel from the tanks, but surveillance video showed they used a key to get straight to the diesel. Faisal says had he not been on top of the paperwork, he wouldn't have known.
And that was Taisha Walker reporting from our sister station in KPRC in Houston. The owners of that station say surveillance video shows they used a key to get to the diesel. In your other morning headlines, one man is recovering after a crane collapsed at a construction site in Utah. Police say for now they do not know how badly he was hurt. The man was operating the crane when it fell onto cars in downtown Salt Lake City. No one else was hurt.
Lawyers working on the case against 5 Guantanamo detainees accused of plotting the September 11th terrorist attacks are in talks for a plea deal. That's according to a source familiar with the case. The source says defense attorneys and prosecutors are working on a plea agreement that would avoid a death penalty trial for detainees. Case involves the man accused of being the mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. The case has been in pre-trial hearings for almost 10 years.
And now to those new details on what the U.S. government will offer President Zelensky when he addresses Congress this morning. ABC's Faith Abube has the latest.
Just hours before Ukraine's President Zelensky addresses Congress today by video link, a source reveals to ABC News the amount of weapons already provided to Ukraine since the start of the war. A small sample of the list includes 600 Stinger anti-aircraft systems, 40 million rounds of ammunition, 1 million grenade, mortar, and artillery rounds, plus 5 helicopters and 3 patrol boats. This is separate from the $800 million in new military aid that President Biden is expected to announce today. But Ukraine's President Zelensky is expected to request something else from Congress: aerial support. Speaking to the Canadian Parliament yesterday, Zelensky again pleading for NATO to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine, which the White House has rejected.
We certainly are familiar with what the asks have been. We have provided our own assessment of what does make sense and doesn't make sense.
Meanwhile, a group of European leaders showed their support for Ukraine by taking a risky ride, traveling by train to Kyiv Tuesday to meet with Zelensky.
You are not alone. Our countries stand with you. Europe stands with your country.
Members of Poland's government are now calling for a new NATO peace mission inside Ukraine.
In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And a programming note, you can watch President Zelensky's virtual address to Congress this morning live right here on KSAT 12.
That's set to begin at 8 a.m. San Antonio time.
Right now it's 6:41 and about 45 degrees.
And are you looking for ways to travel without breaking the bank? After the break, some ways you may be able to travel for free or at least close to it.
6:44. All right. Is it a job ad or a job description? That's the question consultants are asking small business owners to keep in mind when promoting a position within their company.
All right. Jonathan Cotto spoke with the founder of a company aimed at assisting and training local business owners and job seekers to thrive in a competitive hiring market. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Mark. And hey, when was the last time we wrapped our brains around the difference between a job ad and a job description? They sound pretty straightforward, but experts say a lot of companies are getting it wrong. A job description is the day-to-day look at a job and how an employee's success is being measured, whereas a job ad is how the employer will attract a job seeker and how they're going to make a person interested in running the job description.
And I would love to see more business owners differentiate between the two of those and stop putting job descriptions out as job ads, because I think they are, for the most part, inundating the marketplace with way too much information and people are getting the wrong applicants.
Stephanie Scheller says Grow Disrupt was built on the premise that small businesses are the backbone of America, and she, along with her staff, are there to support small businesses owners thrive personally and professionally. We'll have more information on KSAT.com. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Jonathan, thank you very much. 6:45 and we are here.
Hi. Travel in 2022 is expected to be even busier than pre-pandemic times. And according to the World Travel and Tourism Council, an estimated $2 trillion projected for the U.S. economy.
That means prices for flights and hotels may skyrocket. As a matter of fact, I think it's happening already. So if you're ready to pack your bags and head out of town, the good news is there are ways you can travel for close to free.
And believe it or not, you can actually get free room and board sometimes by volunteering at a farm. Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms have hosts all around the world, and volunteers learn about organic farming while getting their hands dirty planting, harvesting, and taking care of farm animals.
If farming's not your thing, you can volunteer at a hostel in exchange for free accommodations in some cases. The site worldpackers.com helps people find and apply for opportunities around the world.
And for animal lovers, you can travel the world and get free housing while pet sitting. Sites like House Sitters or Nomador can provide people opportunities across the globe. And another way to get free lodging is to couch surf, but you don't only have to limit it to people you know.
On couchsurfing.com, yes, it exists. You can connect with other travelers who offer up their homes for stays. We have all this information about options a little bit later this morning coming up on our website at ksat.com.
And time now 6:47. Time to check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Well, if you have to travel through 35, make sure you have that patience with your cup of coffee this morning. This is the road work that we've been talking about, that we warned drivers about earlier in the newscast, that it was going to cause some issues for anyone that may be heading up in the northbound lanes. You can see that we do have our TxDOT crews that are out there working on the pavement. Keep in mind, this is an area that you're going to want to try to avoid if you have to head up toward 35 in New Braunfels. You can see that huge stretch of red that's already starting to build. According to TxDOT, this will last until 8 in the evening, and you can see that the red is already starting to build along the northbound lanes of 35. But drivers heading up on 410, try to exit early, because you can try to head up on Randolph and get past all of that. But keep in mind, you may encounter some stoplights and some stalls. We talked about this stall off of 35 northbound at Randolph Boulevard. Have a new one further in here off I-35 northbound at Schertz Parkway, but we see a slowdown in the southbound lanes. Wider look at the map at 648 shows, thankfully, no crashes to report, but make sure you are driving carefully. We'll watch this construction closely, give you those updates as the morning does go on, but let's check in with Mike Osterage.
Thank you, sir. Best picture to describe our weather.
Oh, nice.
Great day to fly a kite. When was the last time you did that? Oh, fantastic out there. And another fantastic day to fly a kite today. And we are starting to see the glow, very faint glow of the sunrise. Sun's going to be coming up in about an hour or so. And temperatures, 47 degrees. We may actually drop down another couple of notches in the next hour before the sun obviously gets up and really starts to heat things up. And we're close to freezing out there in the hill country. And of course, we've got some dry air in place. Now, with the dry air, windy conditions, good day to fly a kite, but not good as far as the fire danger. Red flag warnings are posted and go into effect later on this afternoon into this evening for our western counties. And then tomorrow, there's already a fire weather watch that has been issued. That's probably, venture a guess, that's going to be upgraded to a red flag warning once we get into tomorrow. And then also on Friday, we'll have some high fire danger. Now, jumping ahead to tomorrow morning. Tonight, we get the humidity coming back on in here, and so we are going to be seeing some fog trying to develop by tomorrow morning throughout the morning commute. So not only low visibilities, but of course, you get that fog in there, roads are going to be damp, so it's probably going to be a little slow going as far as tomorrow morning's commute. Low temperatures. We stay very mild tomorrow thanks to the clouds, thanks to the higher humidity. Then we clear on out and it's going to be on the coolish side, not bone chilling, but coolish for the mornings to Friday in through the weekend. Then the humidity comes back on in here. Today, low 80s. Tomorrow, then, we're going to be up into the mid 80s. Then the front moves through, kind of knocks temperatures down somewhat for the weekend. We go back up into the 80s by the first part of next week. So here's what's going on with the upper level winds. We've got this kind of tranquil pattern of right now. Here's the front that comes on through. It's not going to do too much of anything. A little humidity that comes back in ahead of it, and then we get that dry air, beautiful weather for the weekend moving on in here. The next big trough is developing out there to the west, and even though the low itself does look like it's going to be staying further to the north of us, this thing's really starting to dig down here to the south. This is what's going to give us the chance for some rain late Sunday into Monday, and there may be enough energy associated with this thing that it could actually touch off a few showers and thunderstorms around here. The majority of those, however, of course, are going to be further up to the north, but definitely something we'll keep watching for Monday. 72 at noon today, sunny, breezy, and yeah, today, good day if you want to tell somebody to go fly a kite, get out there and fly a kite today. 82 degrees, sunny skies, breezy conditions, of course, fire weather, fire danger out to the west with that red flag warning. Tomorrow we start off 55, some fog around there, maybe a little mist, some damp roads, 85 in the afternoon. Relatively cooler air, even though we're not down to normal readings for the high temperatures Friday through the weekend, just fantastic. And then that chance of rain on Monday.
Have you figured out something green to wear, Mike, that won't disappear on the weather wall?
Yes, I think I have. I'm going to bring in a couple of ties to
test them out.
A couple of options.
Yeah. Okay, good luck with that. Our San Antonio Spurs are back in action tonight, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They're taking on the struggling Oklahoma City Thunder, who have a 6-game losing streak of their own. Tip-off set for 7:30 tonight over at the AT&T Center.
And tomorrow on GMSA, we are talking about some fun ways to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, plus a look ahead as they get ready to dye the San Antonio River green.
Outside with live cam on your Wednesday, the 16th. Sun is just beginning to peek over the horizon. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here, we are tracking the latest from inside Ukraine. President Zelensky preparing to make a virtual address to Congress to ask for more help, and what President Biden is expected to announce this morning. That and so much more right here on GMA.
Not looking good here along 35 at Cesar Chavez. Check this out. We do have flashing lights because a major crash was reported here, and that is definitely causing drivers to come to a standstill. Again, this is in the downtown area. You can see right there off the northbound lanes of 35. That is where the buildup is happening. Keep in mind, drivers also up here on 35 northbound are experiencing a slowdown due to some construction, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Grab a jacket this morning. It is cool, actually close to freezing out there, right around Comfort, maybe freezing in your backyard. 46 now here in town. Big warm up throughout the day. 72 degrees, 82 for a high temperature, and plenty of sunshine. Windy, and we do have that red flag warning in effect. And fire danger is going to be high the next few days as well. And this morning we are starting off. It's going to be a fantastic sunrise and good looking weekend as well.
And a special thank you to all those fire crews that have been scrambling, it seems like, for days now, and will continue to be this week.
Yes, a busy time. Thank you guys for joining us today, and stand by for a special report about 8 o'clock.